Hey everybody, welcome back. Okay, so something that's popular that you oftentimes need to do is get what the current time is. So how can you do that? Well, there is something built into JavaScript called the date object. So if we actually wipe this out, and I already cleared the browser because that was going to just go indefinitely, so I cleared it already before I did this video. So in order to get the date, we're going to write a new function. We'll do get the time. Function get time. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do var current time equals new date. Now you'll notice that we're doing this just like we did with objects, and date has to be capitalized. That D has to be capitalized. Okay, so now if we want to get hours, we could do var hours equals, and then all we have to do is do current time dot get hours. And can you guess what we're going to do for the minutes? Var minutes equals current time dot get minutes. And we're going to do var seconds equals current time dot get seconds. Then what we could do is we can do let's put this in an actual h1 tag. So if we go back to our index.html, let's make an h1 tag here, and let's actually give that an ID of clock. Let's just make a simple clock here. So what we can do is we do var clock equals document.get element by ID clock. And then what we can do is we can do clock.inner HTML equals hours plus, and then let's put a colon, plus minutes, plus, then let's put a colon, plus seconds. Now, in the last video, we learned about the set interval function. We learned about set interval. So what we're going to do is we're going to use set interval right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to set the interval get time for 1 second. Now if we refresh the page after we save it, you're going to notice we have a clock. And you're going to notice that that clock is counting down every second, and you'll see it is 22:59. Now, what you must know about this is JavaScript defaults to the 24-hour time, also known as military time. So that's why it says 22 for 10 o'clock. Okay, and you can verify down here that it is 10:59. It just turned 11, and here it went to 23:0. It doesn't always do 00. There's ways to fix that, but for instance, if you would use an if statement where it says if minutes equals 0, minutes equals 00. But for right now, what we want to do is just focus on the fact that this is actually working. Every second it is showing the new time. So let's go over how we did this. So we built this function get time, and inside this current time variable we put all that information just by telling it to make a new date object. And then we created 3 variables. We created the hours variable, which is the current time variable, dot, and then we use get hours, and that's a built-in JavaScript function to get the hours from the date object. Then we created a variable minutes, current time.get minutes, which is also a built-in JavaScript function to get the minutes from the date object. And we used the variable seconds, current time.get seconds, which is another built-in JavaScript function to pull the seconds from the date object. Okay, so then we created a new variable called clock, and what we did is we got the ID of our h1 tag, which is clock, and we stored it in that variable. Then we said, okay, and take that h1 tag, and inside the HTML of that h1 tag, we're going to put the hours with a colon, the minutes with a colon, and then the seconds. And then we're going to set that interval. We're going to do all that, and we're going to do it every 1 second. And then there you go. So what we're going to do is we're going to just let this run for now, and in the next video we're going to fix this clock up. We're going to make it a 12-hour clock instead of a 24-hour clock, and we're going to fix some of these issues that we have with the single digits being single instead of double. And they don't always have to be double, because obviously it doesn't have to be 0, 2, but in a clock it normally is, so we'll make that work, okay? Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.